Our guest today is Don Anderson. You may know him as our resident gardener. He and his wife, Mary Jane, have been relatively new to Epworth. So let's have Don tell us a little bit about himself.
I was born in '31, Tulsa, Oklahoma. My dad was a school teacher. Mom worked for the school board, and I had two older brothers. I was raised on the east side of Tulsa. I went to school at Sidney Lanier, Woodrow Wilson, and Will Rogers. Graduated in '49 and went to OU. I was a member of Delta Tau Delta fraternity there, which was a great experience. That's where I developed my love for singing. We had a glee club that was quite good, and we won all the competitions. And I've been singing in choirs ever since. After OU, I was in ROTC there to exempt myself from draft for the Korean War. So after college, we went into the Air Force. Mary Jane and I were married last year of college. And went to finance officer school in Denver, Colorado. And then was assigned to McCord Air Force Base south of Tacoma. It was like a paid vacation. We had a good time in the Air Force. The work was sure not difficult, and we got to see part of the northwestern part of the country that we would not have seen. After the Air Force, moved back to Oklahoma. We bought a house in the village and joined Covenant Presbyterian Church at the same time, which would have been '56, and we're still members. Still singing the choir. And I had a variety of jobs. My last job was probably the most interesting. I was a controller for a water pump distributor. Had a real good boss and a good job, and I was very fortunate. In '93, we retired. Somebody offered to pay us not to go to work, which sounded like a good deal. And we left the village in 2019 to move into Epworth. And we had been in the village for 63 years. After retirement, I became treasurer of the church, which was a good experience. It kept me in the loop, computer-wise and bookkeeping-wise, and I really enjoyed it. Moved into Epworth in April of 2019, and have really blessed ourselves for that decision. We're very, very fortunate to live here, and we love all the new friends that we've made, and active in the choir here, and incidentally, it's an excellent choir. We play bridge, we play cribbage. We're eating 3 meals a day in the restaurants, thank heavens. And that brings us up to date.
Well, didn't you say something about loving to travel?
Yes.
Where have your favorite places
We
to
did
go?
travel. We have banked at Quail Creek Bank for years, and they had a marvelous travel program where 5 or 6 times a year they would sponsor a trip. And after our kids got out of college, we had an immediate pay raise. And so we did travel mostly with a travel company called Colette out of Providence, and just made some wonderful trips. 3 or 4 to Europe, 6 or 8 in the U.S. and Canada. I'm a baseball fan, and so whenever we had a tour that centered around a town with a Major League Baseball franchise, I would alter our dates of travel to where we could take in a game. And we have been to 14 or 15 different Major League parks. 2 that I'm most proud of are Wrigley Field and Fenway Park. So we've probably made 16 or 17 trips with Colette, and lately 1 or 2 with American Cruise Lines. River cruising is especially good.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about your kids.
We have 3 kids. Oldest is a daughter. Kathy lives in Schertz, Texas, as a retired school teacher. Steve is in Columbia, South Carolina. He's still working for an outfit called Harsco Rail. Real interesting company. He took us to their plant one time. They make maintenance vehicles for the railroad and do good business. And it was really interesting to see all the variety of machinery they have. Our younger son, Mike, is in Tulsa. Was educated as a weatherman and did TV weather for years. He got tired of the rat race and took a job with a coin shop in Tulsa, and they buy and sell gold and silver bullion and coin collections.
Don't you have 3 great-grandchildren?
4 now.
4. Don, thank you so much. That was a real interesting life you've had. We appreciate you coming.